Thanks so much, Nathan. Now I'm here joined with Austin Chadwick, and let's talk a little bit about playing in Lubbock in Texas Tech. Now, I've talked to a lot of guys from OSU, and they tell me that Lubbock is a very scary place to play. It's very loud. How does this affect the offense, you know, with snap calling and even the freshman kicker, Ben Grogan?
Well, it's a big deal. I mean, more than anything, Lubbock is it's a place that's not easy to play, especially when they're playing well. And a team that's only lost once this year, and a really tough game against Norman we covered last week. I love this team. I mean, I believe in them, and I think they played extremely well. They can score a lot of points, and that's the thing. If they can get momentum at home, that's going to be a tough thing to overcome for OSU because it's going to be hard to get the momentum back. They've been known to be extremely rowdy, and that can be one of the biggest advantages for Texas Tech.
Speaking of momentum, Austin, Desmond Rowland against Iowa State had a breakout game, over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. Can he do it again?
Well, I think so, and I think that they're banking on it. He does. I mean, let's face it, they needed the shot in the arm, and they got it. And this kid is every bit as good as advertised. He walked by me in that game against Texas, or against TCU, the game here, and when he walked by, I said, good Lord, somebody get this kid in the game. I mean, he is a big, strong kid, and he's exactly what they need. Now, they're not going to be able to throw the ball very well, and they haven't all year, so they really got to rely on him, and it'll help open up the game plan as far as play-action pass and being able to throw the ball downfield, and I think it'll really help.
Perfect. Well, hopefully we'll see Desmond Rowland have another great game. Clay Shea, back to you.
All right, we have a lot more
time. Running back can surely make any quarterback look a lot better. And Martina, the Cowboys haven't had a lot of production at running back this season, but they're trying to fix it. And Desmond Rowland doing his part. He's emerged big.
Yeah, you sure are right, Nathan. He has emerged definitely big and becoming a fan favorite for a lot of OSU fans. Now, Desmond Rowland has been patiently waiting his turn, and against Iowa State, we got to see Rowland break out in a major way. In our second player spotlight, let's introduce you guys to Desmond Rowland.
I wasn't expecting to have that type of game, but I was at loss of words after the game.
Desmond Rowland has been waiting for his turn, and last Saturday, OSU fans got to watch him have a breakout day.
So I was staying positive. I was like, once I get my chance to actually play and carry the ball a lot, I have to take advantage of it. And I feel like I did that.
Against Iowa State, Rowland finished with 219 yards and 4 touchdowns. After the game, the first thing on Rowland's mind was calling his mom and dad.
They had called me like 3 or 4 times each. So once I called them, they were so proud of me, and he was just telling me that he knew I was gonna play like that. He knew I had it in me, and he was like, "But just stay humble and forget about it." He told me just forget about the game and move on to Tech.
In fact, while Rowland was sitting and waiting for his chance, he never lost hope. A lot of it had to do with his patience and faith.
I pray about football, family, and I pray about having a positive mind, and it was like a dream come true. That's the type of stuff you go to bed, just dream about and think about all the time, and once it finally happened, I was for a loss of words.
Great stuff from Desmond Rowland. Now Fox 23's Andrew Carter is live at the Coach's Cabana talking with former OSU coach Matt Jones. Andrew?
that we need to be watching tonight.
That's right, Shay. Speaking of quarterbacks, Clint Shelf is the type of guy coaches want on their team. Already this season, we've watched Shelf go from starter to bench warmer to starter again. It's the way he's handled it that has made coaches respect him as a team leader. Who exactly is Clint Shelf? He's a man who was named a starter for OSU at the start of the season, but lost a job quickly against Mississippi State. Shelf returned to the lineup after J.W. Walsh had a series of bad passes against TCU.
He'd already grabbed the ball and started warming up.
Since then, Shelf has completed 54% of his passes with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Great leadership. You know, other young guys see that, you know, and I think it's contagious.
The one trait that has struck coaches is his positive attitude. It's probably not easy to play 1 minute and be benched the next, but that never changed his work ethic.
As a quarterback, that's a tough deal, you know, and he's a very composed young man. He's very mature, and he understands the team concept. He's very unselfish, and you know, that's a lot of it.
And that unselfish attitude may be what keeps him in the position to lead the team.
Mature guy, and he's very businesslike, and this is really important to him.
Now, speaking of maturity, you hear that about Clint Shelf again, but also J.W. Walsh, who was the coach's son. So both these guys know how to lead the team. And once again, Coach Mike Gundy said that both guys are going to play this week, keeping things a little spicy for OSU. How exactly do you think this is going to work out today?
Well, more than anything, regardless of who's going to play, they've got to get a running game going. And that's more than the biggest thing that they've got to focus on, because it's going to take a lot of pressure off the quarterbacks. They both have trouble getting the ball downfield and completing a lot of passes. And they both supply a lot of leadership, but momentum's great. And if you can get a little bit. If you can run the football, complete some passes, both guys can be successful, and I think that they've got a chance to do that if they can do the right things.
How exactly are they going to make this more consistent passing game? Gundy, all the coaches are saying that's what they want to see this week. And, you know, most of these guys, I mean, we saw earlier, J.W. Walsh is about 189 yards a game. Clint Shelf is about 91 yards, but he hasn't played as much as Walsh has.
Right.
So how do you make this more consistent?
More than anything, again, it's getting back to running your offense and running the football. That's what these guys do. Listen, this isn't Brandon Weeden. These guys can't throw the ball 50 times a game and you expect to go score 50 points. You've got to run the football. You saw it last week against Iowa State, and it really helped this team. They're going to have to do that, and obviously they're going to be facing a good opponent in Texas Tech who can score themselves.
Let's switch gears and talk about Texas Tech. OSU's defense, one of the biggest strong points, one of the surprising strong points this season against Texas Tech that has a blazing offense. But let me show you this stat I wrote down here. OSU's defense has 12 turnovers.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, right? Texas Tech is known to cough up the ball this year. Freshmen leading them. So what exactly is this going to break down?
Well, the turnover margin this year, that's the biggest key to the game. OSU is plus 10 in the turnover margin. Texas Tech is minus 9, so they got to get turnovers, and it's there. Texas Tech will give you the ball. More importantly, with those quarterbacks, they can't turn the ball over. You know, whether it's Chelf or JW, they've got to be able to take care of the football. They've got to be able to run the football, but they're going to win this game just like OU won last week. 3-1 in the turnover battle. That's what OSU's got to do to win this game.
We'll have our keys to predictions. We'll have our predictions coming up next, but Shay and Clay, it's going to be a good game, this one coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. Now, I want to hear what you have to say first before I tell you.
Well, he's an alumnus of OSU, so there's a little homerism going on there, and I've got to get back at him. So I might go a little bit different than he does.
All right, what do you have?
Texas Tech, I like them. They're at home. It's going to be a crazy rocking crowd. I don't think they're going to turn the ball over as much. I still think OSU can stay in the game if they can get some turnovers. They got to get big plays like you see here from their playmakers and Clint Shelf. But I like Texas Tech winning this game. I like them scoring more than 30 points. So I like a 35-21 Texas Tech by 2 touchdowns. I'm sorry.
That's rough. Now, I have to tell you, I've been covering OSU. I've been going to the media days once a week, and this was one game that they had circled on their calendar because they said the fans are crazy. It's going to be loud. It's going to be exciting. So hopefully they get it together. I'm going to go with OSU. Maybe I'm just playing to our market here, but I'm going to go with OSU 31-28. Let's see a field goal in the final seconds by freshman Ben Grogan. That's what I want to see. What about you guys, Clay and Shay?
I think you both have wonderful points.
Yes.